In this video, we briefly shift our attention from the Old Testament in order to consider the evidence for the New Testament. When measuring the New Testament against other documents of antiquity, how do they compare? Are there significant differences between the earliest copies and our current ones? And since none of the original copies of the New Testament are in existence today, how can we be sure that the earliest copies we do possess are equally credible? First of all, we have in our custody today over 24,000 partial and complete copies of the original New Testament. These copies date as early as the 2nd century, some just 25 to 30 years after the New Testament was officially complete. The earliest manuscripts were written on papyrus, most of which have been discovered since the beginning of the 20th century. To date, we have in our possession 127 papyri, and the number continues to increase with additional archaeological discoveries. Of particular interest is John Ryland's fragment, papyri number 52, that is dated at about 125 AD and contains a portion of John chapter 8. This is the earliest fragment we have in existence and dates within just a short time from when the New Testament canon was completed. Also of interest is an IFAO copy, papyri number 98, which contains a portion of the book of Revelation, chapters 1 and 2. This fragment dates to about 150 AD. In the Chester Beatty collection is papyri number 46, dated at about 200 AD, which contains the majority of Paul's epistles. Uncial number 0189 is the oldest manuscript written on parchment, dating at about 200 AD and contains a portion of Acts chapter 5. Also in Chester Beatty's collection is papyri number 45, dating at about 250 AD, that contains nearly all of the four Gospels and the book of Acts. Almost all of the New Testament is found in the Codex Vatinicus, which dates as early as 325 AD. And then there is the Codex Sinaiticus, which is the earliest complete New Testament in our possession that dates as early as 330 AD. This is just a small portion of the over 24,000 partial and complete copies of the New Testament we have in our possession. This is far greater than any other document of antiquity, with the second greatest number of copies, Homer's Iliad, having only 643 copies. Not only is the number of early copies astounding, but the accuracy of these copies to our present copies is certainly worth considering. The percentage of error is only 0.5%. This is greater than any other document of antiquity by a large margin. And of this 0.5%, the differences that exist are merely variances in phrasing. For example, in some places where Jesus is referred to as the Son of God, one copy may say the Son of God, while another copy may say the only Son of God. You see, no significant doctrinal or historical truth is left in question that would lend one to plausibly conclude the New Testament copies are unreliable. But finally, we have evidence in the writings of the early church fathers that lend additional credibility to the copies. Within these writings are over 86,000 quotations from the New Testament. 36,000 of these quotations date from early church father writings prior to the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD. We have so many of these quotes from the early church fathers that we could reconstruct the entire New Testament from then alone, short of just a mere 11 verses. What can we conclude about the bibliographical evidence of the New Testament? First of all, not enough time elapsed between the time that the New Testament documents were first recorded in our earliest copies for misrepresentation or development of legendary material. Secondly, not enough time has elapsed between the original and existing manuscripts to allow significant transmission errors or tampering. And finally, the sheer number of early church father quotations provides further credibility that our earliest complete copies of the New Testament are indeed authentic. Therefore, we can be certain, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that the New Testament we have in our possession today is as equally reliable as the original documents that were written in the first century. The bibliographical evidence is just too overwhelming.